Chuck Todd is NBC's political director and moderator of Meet the Press. Chuck, good morning. It's good to see you. So, former President Trump had that town hall meeting in New Hampshire this week that was broadcast on CNN, alarmed a lot of people in the country, not least of which a lot of members of the Republican Party who say if that's what we're putting out there, if that's what we're going to run with, we're not going to win independents. We're likely not going to win the general election. We can debate whether or not that's true. But Ron DeSantis sees an opening. We saw some outlines. I think the key there for Monica was indirect criticism of former President Trump. So if he does indeed get in, what will be his strategy to go at Donald Trump?
That's a question I have, because if those remarks are an indication of the strategy, I don't know if that's going to work, because I don't know if Trump's supporters accept the premise that they've been losing. And that's he's going to say, hey, we're going to keep losing. Well, Donald Trump has convinced his supporters that they haven't been losing, they've been winning. The deep state and Democrats and the media have been in cahoots to sort of rig it against them. So that's the problem here. And what I noticed this week is the just sheer paralysis that Republicans, elected officials, have when it comes to dealing with Trump. Because the other thing that happened this week is the E. Jean Carroll defamation suit. So here he is, convicted by a jury of defamation about a sexual assault. And it was crickets from his part. Even Mike Pence, Willie, who is somebody who has built his political career on the idea of leading with wearing your morality on your sleeve, essentially said, I think it's only the media that's interested in this. So I don't think they have figured out how to take him on yet. And I think that's Ron DeSantis as well.
Yeah, that's probably not going to cut it what we saw yesterday, but we'll see if he steps things up when he actually gets in the race. Chuck, thanks so much. We'll look for more this morning on Meet the Press when Chuck is joined by Democratic Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut and former Texas Republican Congressman Will Hurd, who is considering a run for president himself.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.